What's up, you beautiful motherfuckers? I know we missed last week, and we do apologize for that, but we're back with vengeance with podcast number 8 for you. Since we missed last week, we decided to switch it up a little bit this time, and we talked a little bit more about personal stuff about myself and Matt. So we talked about some of our most embarrassing moments, what we would do if we won the lottery, and about getting our grandmother high. We will still be doing some of the more structured podcasts as well. However, we will try to break it up from time to time with one of these more freeform podcasts about like what's on our minds. So sit back, relax, and let our words go into your ears. As always, we'll catch you on the other side.
You are now listening to the Random Words Podcast, a podcast about nothing and everything.
Prepare your anus.
Thanks for joining us. This is going to be great.
We're off to a swimming start, guys.
Thanks for joining us once again here on the Random Words Podcast. I'm Jason, he's Matt.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And we're here to put some random words in your ear holes. Now, I will say, I'll apologize that we weren't here last week. We skipped a week. I mean, granted, no one fucking listens to this podcast anyway. So, I mean, it's not the biggest of deals. But we weren't here last week because, to be frankly honest, we let it go too late.
We've been through college. We know how to procrastinate with the best of them. So we use that skill to not do a podcast.
Yeah, so we were like, well, we're going to do it Friday. And then Friday comes up. Okay, well, let's do this bitch Saturday. Saturday comes up. Well, we'll knock it out Sunday. Of course, didn't get around to it. Got too late. Didn't really have anything we wanted to talk about, so we just said, fuck it, we'll come back next week, because once again, no one's listening at this point anyway.
And we justified that by saying that we were going to restructure everything and lay out a new way of doing this shit, being more prepared, being on the ball, having topics ready, all this stuff. We didn't do that.
No, not even the slightest.
Not even a little.
We didn't even talk about topics.
Nope.
I mean, we found a few different stories, a few different articles we wanted to talk about, but we didn't really structure anything like we said we were going to.
Not even slightly.
So, I mean, that's how we're going to start out today. But I mean, I guess since we missed a week, so, we thought we'd go ahead and switch it up this week. Actually, you did. You came up with the idea, so I think it's a pretty good idea as well. We talk a lot about different facts and stuff like that on here, different news articles, different, happenings in the world, but we haven't really talked too much about ourselves. So we were going to try to keep this, at least the start of this podcast, a little bit more personal, a little bit more in-depth into both of us, both of our lives. So, you want to start out?
Sure. So,
let's give a general breakdown. So, let's go with how old are you? What'd you want to be when you were a kid? Favorite color? And where you see yourself in 10 years?
I am 20 years old. I always wanted to be a pilot whenever I grew up, or something in the medical field. I was always back and forth. Maybe a pilot, medical doctor. I could do CPR while flying a plane. I
don't think that's the thing, but we'll go with it.
Sure.
Favorite color?
Green.
Green. Wow,
like
really?
Emerald green.
I didn't know that.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
I know. Your favorite color is shitty red.
Hey, don't tell them. Come on, that's my punchline.
Your phone's red, your vape's red, everything you have in your fucking room's red, your computer's red, your backgrounds are red. The background for our podcast is red. Yo, dog, I heard you like red.
Okay, don't judge me. All right, we're getting off topic. We're about you again. Okay,
right.
So, green's favorite color. What was the fucking next thing we said?
It was something.
It was definitely something. The last thing was, where do you see yourself in 10 years? But there was one thing before that, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see myself more than likely sitting at some dead-end ass job, making about $50,000 a year, barely paying bills, and probably drinking myself to a slow grave. Maybe a lot of strippers and cocaine.
Yeah. So the average American life.
Yes.
Very
absolutely.
average. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's probably where I see myself as well. So I guess, I'll go in with, generics on myself. I am 25. Favorite color is red, as we've already established, which is the supreme color. Green can go fuck itself.
That's rude.
Well,
hey, together we can be Christmas.
I don't want to be Christmas.
We can be Father's Christmas.
No, I want to be Father's Christmas.
We can bring the gay in Christmas.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I don't either.
But I would rather be Halloween because it's kind of edgy. I like being edgy, so Halloween's my dig.
He always plays Reaper.
I'm like Reaper main. No, I fucking hate Reaper. I'll never play him.
Edgelord.
Okay, so what else did we say? Where do I see myself in 10 years? Pretty much the same. Probably dead-end job. I'm hoping, actually, more than likely I'll end up going back and getting the bachelor's degree, getting some manager job, working a decent wage, $30 an hour. I mean, yeah, still dead end, but I mean, at least not horribly middle class, maybe a little bit above average, but not where, not anywhere we want to be. I mean, who knows? Maybe this fucking podcast takes off. Maybe we start doing some shit with that.
Maybe we're the next Joe Rogans.
Yeah, maybe. We're the next Joe Rogans. There's multiple Joe Rogans.
There is, man. It's a government conspiracy.
Joe Rogan has a twin double that he doesn't talk about named John Rogan.
John Rogan.
John Rogan is best
Or
Rogan.
Joseph Rogan?
No.
Not Joe and Joseph?
Not Joe and Joseph. I don't think anybody would hate their kids that much to do that to them.
Oh, no, I'd be okay with that. I'd probably do that to my kids.
Yeah.
The little fuckers deserve it. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I would have kids is so I'd have somebody to go grab a beer for me. Like, hey, you little fuck, stay and go grab a beer.
So you want slaves?
Yes. Slaves.
Jason is pro-slavery.
Pro-slavery if it involves me having kids and not having to pay them and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
What about if it involves you having another race and not having to pay them?
Okay, see, now you're starting to get me into a trap, and I don't like this anymore. I'm going to pull back. I don't like slavery. Unless it's my own child. And then 100% total slaves.
100% cutting this together, putting I like slavery.
No, you're not, because you're not going to edit this, so we're good. And speaking of, you edited the last podcast we did, and in that podcast, there was a time where I fucked up saying something. You called me on it, and I was like, oh yeah, well, I'm just going to cut this out. No one's ever going to hear it. And you're like, oh no, you're going to have to leave it in. Well, it just so happens that my smart ass decided, hey, let's get Matt to actually edit one of these podcasts for once, just in case I can't do it for whatever reason one week, and he needs to know how to do it. And of course, it was that podcast, so then we got to the part that I wanted to edit out, and you left it in.
I mean, it's got to be said that, besides that fact, that I did pretty good in editing it for my first shot.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst.
You can eat a big bundle of dicks, sir.
Yeah, yeah, you did fun. I mean, granted, you had somebody sitting there holding your hand telling you what the fuck to do. I had to figure the shit out all by myself.
By YouTube videos.
No, I mean, honestly, mostly, but I've worked with audio programs before, so most of it was pretty intuitive to me. We use Audacity, so it was all pretty intuitive as far as just the generics of audio editing, because I've done it before. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar to any computer program you would use, just like using Excel or something like that. You click different fucking tools, they do different things, you learn what those things do, and you're good. Yeah,
I mean, if you just scroll over the tool, it tells you what the fuck it is, and when it says the cut tool, you're like, oh, I bet this will cut some shit out. And then, hey, what do you know? Cut some shit out. So, yeah, it's not too bad. And I've also worked with a little bit of video editing and shit like that.
Yeah, the only other software like that I really fucked with is Camtasia.
Yeah, Camtasia as well for me. I mean, I used to make WoW videos for our guild back when I was playing World of Warcraft, and so I did a little bit of a little bit of video editing with Camtasia as well. So going into audio editing wasn't too bad. I was pretty familiar with it. And also, in 7th grade, we made me and my friend. So I primarily hung out with a lot of the black kids, right? I was the black-white kid, that guy.
And to break this down for you guys, like, he wore matching shoes to his shirt with matching laces to his shirt every single day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had to be fresh, man. Like, because if your shit wasn't on point, then you got roasted. You don't want to get roasted.
And also to clarify, this wasn't in a big town or anything like that. Your graduating class was probably 150?
150, probably.
Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't a big town by any means. So
no, it was a really small country town.
It wasn't like you were playing to a large population there. It was a very small, minute, majority white town.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to peacock,
Had a peacock.
You have to peacock. I mean, the bitches love peacocking.
Bitches love peacocks.
Yeah, get that bitch a peacock. I mean, 100%. But I mean, no, with the shoes, I mean, I had to, because I had the Bapes, right? The bathing apes. A lot of people don't even know, that's like the real ghetto shoes. Like, they had Spider-Man, so it was all like cartoon characters and shit like that. So I had like Ghostbuster Bapes, I had the Hulk, I had Spider-Man, I had fucking the Flash, I had Batman, I had all this other crazy shit. And so obviously and they had really bright colors. They were really bright polyester colors. And so then you match, so Batman was a really bright, vibrant yellow with black on the shoe, obviously, and then it had the Batman symbol on it. And so then, of course, you wear some black shoes with yellow laces and then a black and yellow shirt or a black shirt with a yellow undershirt or something like that, and then you look fresh as fuck. So, I mean,
and then you were our school mascot.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
Black and yellow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every time I went to football practice, like coming into the new season over summer, every time we started the new year, my coaches would always like, oh, what's Jason wearing today? You know, like that was like a little mini game for the coaches. They always want to see the new shoes, you know, what do you have on? Because I was the freshest fucking kid there. I mean, because when you're hanging out with black kids as a white dude, right, you have to be fresh as fuck or you're going to get roasted. You have to be the freshest out of all the black kids. Because if you're not, you're going to get fucked up. You know, I mean, they're not going to let you live it down. Because, I mean, they can, you know, any of my black friends, they could look, you know, like they just look trashy as fuck. You know, Jalen could look trashy as fuck. And you couldn't say shit to him. But if I wasn't clean as fuck, I would get roasted. So I did that to stop myself from getting roasted from my friends.
So, to clarify, you don't give that many fucks anymore.
No, not a single
You
fuck.
have one pair of shoes you usually wear and a pair of boots?
A pair of shoes that I wear with everything and a pair of work boots. I mean, once you get out, I mean, honestly, that was a big thing going into college for me. Once I got out of fucking high school, you can really see the change of no one really gives a fuck anymore. Because once I got into college, and, you know, we just went to a little junior college, but even still, like, you go in there, and so, like, in high school, right, there you would not find a girl that didn't have her makeup on, that didn't have her hair done, all this shit, looked, you know, and just had the clothes perfect. Could not find a girl like that. You go to fucking college, that first semester of junior college, you do not see a girl in there, especially, like, morning classes, like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. classes. You don't see a girl in there with makeup on. You don't see her with her hair done. That shit's up in a messy bun with a hoodie on, half asleep, no makeup. No one gives a fuck anymore. It's this really big transition. Like, once you get out of high school, you realize no one really fucking cares. Like, all those cliques and all that shit in high school really doesn't mean shit in the real world. You can look as fucked up as you want and no one cares because everyone feels the fucking same.
Yeah, no one really gives a fuck until you get up into corporate level. Then if you're not wearing the nicest fucking suit, everyone's going to tear you a new one.
Exactly. But I think corporate level is very, you know, or very similar to high school.
Very cliquey.
Yeah, you know, you're going to have the cliques up at that high of a level. But I mean, just what we're doing now, no one fucking cares, man. There's not a single fucking person in there that's trying to impress anybody. So no, it's definitely all faded away.
So, we've heard about some of your high school exploits. So, like, what would be the most embarrassing shit that ever happened to you then?
The most embarrassing shit, I would have to say, would probably be, so, girl I dated in high school, we'll call her Sandy. Obviously, we don't want to throw out anybody's names, throw anybody under the bus or anything.
And her
like
last name was Hook.
Wow. Holy shit. You fucking went there, all right? Well, there you go. I guess, well, I mean, it's not too soon, I guess, so I'll go with it. Holy fuck. So, Sandy Hook, she was a great girl. Fucking loved her.
Did she like guns?
Oh, we're getting into topics that we shouldn't be getting into. This is going to be great. Cool. So, Sandy, it was awesome. We dated for, I don't know, I think we started dating in 8th grade. Went up through freshman and sophomore year, and then we broke off in junior for a little bit, got back together, and then went through a little bit of senior, but then broke off again. But so we just went to the movies. Her parents took us out to the movies. We were probably 16 at this point, 15, 16, so it was right before we got our own cars to start driving around and shit like that. And we went to the movies with her parents, and then so we were in the car driving back to her house. It was late at night. It was probably 11 p.m. or so, maybe 12. So we were driving back, and then she starts fucking around with me, right? And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, come on, you know, let's mess around." And I'm riding so it's not a very big car. It's just a normal fucking car, sedan. And her mom and dad's up front, and her mom's like asleep in the passenger seat. Her dad's driving. And she's like, "Well, let's mess around." I was like, "Dude, I don't want to fucking mess around in the car with your parents in here." And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna be a little pussy," you know. She would always just be like really mean to me. She's like, "Oh, you little pussy, you little bitch."
Is that what you're into?
Maybe.
Do you like being called a little bitch?
I'm cool with it. I mean, if they want to be dominant, I ain't gonna tell them no. Like, what else? But we can go either way. I can be the dom or I can be the sub. I'm cool with it. Like, if you want to tie me up to a bed and fuck the shit out of me, by all means, go for it. But either way, so she's calling me all these names. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's fuck around, right? So we start messing around and stuff like that. We're sitting in the backseat and making out and stuff. I'm feeling on her, feeling on her tits and stuff like that. And then she just straight up whips a tit out. Like, tit out backseat. Her mom's up in the front, passed out asleep, and her dad's obviously driving. So tits out in the backseat. I don't know what to do with it, and she's just like, she's just sitting there making fun of me. So whatever. So right, I start sucking on the tits, right? I mean, that's what you gotta do. Tits out, you gotta start sucking on it.
I mean, it's a obligation as a male.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, there's something about it. You see the tit out, like, okay, I should probably put my mouth on that.
I mean, seeing as you were the only one there who wasn't related, I mean, it was your responsibility.
It was
to
my
step
responsibility,
up to the plate.
yeah.
I mean, I know it was really hard and difficult for you to make that decision, but you had to step up to the plate. You did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, I did it for all mankind. I mean, so put the tit in my mouth, and well, we're going good, right? Sucking on the tits, no problem. We keep messing around, fooling around. I'm touching on her, she's touching on me. And then, so I'm sitting there, just picture this. I have a tit in my mouth, pretty nice sized tit. I think it was probably maybe C cups. I don't know. It might have been like a really big B. But see, nice tits. Not double D's or nothing, but some nice sized tits. So I'm sitting there, I got this tit in my mouth, right? And it's just all glorious in its nature of titdom. And, tits in my mouth. And then I look over to her mom, and at that point, I see her mom's head turn to the back seat, because she was asleep at the start of this. Her head turns to the back seat and looks at me square in the fucking eye. I have her daughter's tit in my mouth, and I'm looking at her mom square in the fucking eye. She doesn't say anything. She just turns back around and goes back to sleep. And so immediately, tit pops out. I'm like, holy shit. And she's like, what's up? And I was like, dude, your mom just fucking saw me with your tit in my mouth. And she said, no, she didn't. She was asleep. I was like, she just fucking turned around, looked at me square in my fucking eye, dead in my eye. And then she turned back around. Your mom seen me with your tit in my mouth. And she's like, no, man, she was asleep. Whatever. She was asleep. And I was like, dude, I can't be doing this, man. And she's like, stop being a pussy. And so, of course, I put her tit back in my mouth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Once again, stepping up to the plate.
Yes. But so I think that was the most embarrassing moment, because I know for a fact, 100%, she's seen me with that tit in my mouth. But I'll give her that. She was a bro. She didn't say nothing. She turned around. She didn't freak out on us. She's like, well, I really wish I wouldn't have seen that, and turned around and went back to sleep. So props to her, man. She's a fucking
solidarity.
Bro. She's a wingman for life. So, that would probably be my most embarrassing moment. What about you?
Yep.
Let's go with it.
We'll go ahead and gloss over this one.
No, we're not. We're definitely not. So,
are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. You're going to go ahead and tell our listeners, all three of them, what your most embarrassing moment was.
Well, fuck.
Yep.
Okay, so we're probably about 15 or 16 at the time, me and my ex-girlfriend.
What's her name?
We will call her, Sadie.
Sadie?
Sadie.
I don't like Sadie. We had a person in our WoW guild named Sadie, and she was really fucking annoying. She always apparently pressed the wrong button at the most inopportune time and killed everybody.
Oh.
So let's not go with Sadie.
All right, give me a generic name.
Clementine.
That's too much.
No.
One syllable.
Clem.
Clem. Okay.
All right, Clem.
So me and Clem are dating. So my mom had a rule. Whenever Clem came over to the house, we always had to leave one of the doors open. And to preface that, my room had two doors. It used to be two different rooms, etc. Long story short, we always left the further door away from the bed open so we could do shit.
Obviously.
Right. Normal teenage shit. So we were fucking around on the bed, filling her up, and then we started having sex, all this shit, with the door open and my mom sitting in the living room probably 20 feet away.
Right.
Being as quiet as possible, had a little bit of music on, had a fan going. So all that goes without incident. My mom didn't catch us or anything. And then later on that night, we were like, oh, hey, well, we should go to Sonic and hit up the movies or something like that. So we get to Sonic, and I went to text my best friend Josh that what had happened, because as I was fucking this girl, I stuck my fingers in her, and I pulled my hand out, and it's covered in fucking blood. I was like, well, that's gross. I was just eating her out 10 minutes ago. That would have been fucking disgusting.
Wow.
So I pulled my hand out. It's covered in fucking blood. And I thought that she got shot. I didn't know what was happening. This was like 15-year-old me. I was going to like PTSD shit. I started seeing shit flashing. Charlie's coming down the damn walls. It was horrible, man. So we get to Sonic, and I fucking go to text Josh, man, this is fucking disgusting. I almost just ate this bitch's blood. And I fucking sent the text to my mom.
Yes, you did. And you told me about this a while back. You sent the text to your mom. Yep. So do you remember what the text said?
Yeah, like, I was fucking Clem, and then I pulled out and started eating her out, and then I fingered her, and I pulled my hand out, I was covered in blood. Pretty much verbatim.
Verbatim,
excuse me, yes, verbatim. I sent that to my mom, and I fucking, within 5 seconds, I looked at my phone, I realized what I did. So I called my mom, I was like, hey, if you get a text from me, just delete it, don't fucking look at it. And mom was like, yeah, I read it. I was like, cool. Talk to you later. Bye.
So, was anything ever said about it? Did it ever get brought up again?
Not until years later.
Years later?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking horrifying story. I don't know what I would have done if some shit like that ever happened to me.
I can't even begin to describe the sinking fucking feeling. It felt like I had molten lead in my stomach,
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, just thinking about it now makes me want to go get my fucking pistol and shoot myself in the face.
Yeah, I mean, you seem flustered right now. You're sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, face is turning red. I mean, that's definitely a horrifying fucking story.
100%.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything like that with your mom, or?
I never really had anything like that with my mom to where, like, it was that blatant or anything like that. I did have one time, same girl, Sandy Hook. She was over the house, So we were in my room, and I want to say it was the 4th of July. So at this point, we weren't even dating. It was 4th of July, and she just texted me on the 4th of July, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, oh, we're just over here having a party and shit, shooting all some fireworks, drinking and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, man, I'm fucking bored. I ain't got nothing to do. And I was like, well, fuck, if you want to come over, you can come over and chill. Because we were still, I guess, on decent terms talking and shit, still semi-friends and stuff. And she said, well, if I come over, I don't want anything to happen. I was like, okay, whatever. If you don't want anything to happen, it's cool. Like, just fucking come over and chill, and we'll just get drunk. Just have some fun. And so she's like, all right, cool. So she had her mom come drive her over. I think it was probably about the same time with the tit in the mouth incident, probably 15, 16 years old. And so she came over. We went in my room, started watching a movie. And actually, so as far as the whole keeping the door open story, I guess we'll go a little bit into that. So my mom originally, the first time I ever had her over, she's like, hey, if her parents wouldn't want you to close that door, you leave that door open. And I was like, all right, cool. So I left a little crack in it, right? My dad was over there at the time, and he came in and he asked us something. I forgot what he was, if we want something to eat or whatever. And then when he left, he closed the fucking door. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking argue with him. Hey, door's closed, we're good to go. But so, we at that point, and that was probably a year before that. So we were good. We always had the door closed and stuff like that in the room. My mom didn't really care. She never really bothered us. So we were in there, and then we were watching a movie and shit. And then, of course, she starts fucking with me because she's, that's what she did. And she started, fighting me and shit like that. Started messing around with me, jumping on my back and shit, wrestling. And then, of course, what does wrestling lead to? It leads to fucking. You start fucking 100%. I don't think you can start wrestling with your girlfriend without turning it into fucking.
Of course not.
So, of course, we start fucking, and everything's going good. And then, finish fucking, 15, 20 minutes later, probably being a little long on the time there. I mean, I was 15, so we're probably talking about 6 minutes, but it felt like 20. So get done fucking, and then, we went back out into the living room, just, whatever, having some drinks or whatever, watching TV or some shit. And my brother-in-law pulls me aside, and he's like, hey man, were you in there fucking? I was like, yeah, why the fuck do you care? And he's like, dude, we fucking heard you guys. I was like, what? He's like, no lie, man. He's like, me, your mom, and your aunt were sitting in the fucking living room. He's like, we fucking heard you guys fucking. I was like, no, you didn't. He's like, I swear to God. He's like, at first I thought it was a chihuahua yelping. Cause my mom has she had a few chihuahuas. And he's like, yeah, man, I thought it was one of the dogs yelping. And then I started fucking listening to it. It was fucking that girl in there fucking making noises. I was like, you fucking kidding me? He's like, no, dude. He's like, and I swear, I know I wasn't the only one that heard it. He was like, I was the only one that acknowledged it. He's like, as soon as I heard it, I looked up. I knew what it was, and I looked over to your mom and your aunt, and they just kept their heads down and didn't fucking look at me. He's like, but I know they fucking heard it too, man. So then, of course, it became an ongoing joke. It's like, the chihuahua yelp and stuff like that. So anytime anybody would say some shit to me, hey, you gonna bring the chihuahua over? And, so long-running joke. But, yeah, so I never had something as straightforward as you had that was mortifying, but that was still pretty fucking bad, because that wasn't even just my mom. That was my mom, my brother-in-law, and your mom that all apparently heard me fucking this girl. So it was not the best circumstance.
Can confirm that would be pretty mortifying. So, just out of curiosity, did this chihuahua like chicken salad?
Yes, this was the same chicken salad girl. So most of my stories would be with her, because high school we were pretty exclusive. I mean, I messed around with a few other chicks and stuff like that, including some of them in school on the premises, but most of it was with her. And so there was another time, we're in there fucking around on the bed. I'm sitting there eating her out or whatever, and then I actually had a lock on my door at the time, so I had the door locked, and then my sister was over there. So anytime, because it was just me and my mom living with each other for a long time, my parents split up, and my sister and brother-in-law obviously moved out of our house and got their own house once they got stable enough. And so it was just me and my mom for a long time, and my mom would never fucking come to the door. She would never knock. She would never do anything, because I'm assuming she knows, like, okay, they're in there messing around. Leave them the fuck alone. That's not your business. My sister was like the nosiest bitch ever when it came to that shit. Like, so we're in there fucking around on the bed, and then I hear a knock on the door. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm jumping on, throwing on my pants. I got Sandy over here throwing on her pants. We're trying to get dressed in a decent amount of time that wouldn't make it seem like we were doing anything, obviously. And so then, and that's hard to do, butt-ass naked to dress in like 20 seconds. And even still, they're like, hey, why is it taking 20 seconds? But so I'll go over there, I open the door, and I was like, what the fuck do you want? And my sister's sitting there, and she's like, I was wanting to know if you guys wanted some chicken salad. I was like, no, I don't want no fucking chicken salad. Could you please get out of here? And then she's like, well, she might want some. She's like, hey, Sandy, do you want some chicken salad? And she's like, oh, no, I'm all right, thanks. And like, she's got her pants are unbuttoned and shit. And I was just like, we don't want fucking chicken salad. Please leave. And then she just turned around and left. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and that happened multiple times. She would come in there and disturb. And now, I don't know. I blame it on my sister. Maybe it was my mom telling her to go do that. That's a possibility because my mom never wanted to do it directly, but she was like, well, you're the sister, you go do it. But I still think it was my sister just being very nosy.
It seems like a thing your sister would do.
Yeah, it does. Because, like, my mom, she was just like, let bygones be bygones. But my sister was like, you better not be doing anything. You better not, or you shouldn't be doing in there,
Yeah, I mean, that's the difference between our moms. Your mom was always a lot more laid back than mine was.
Yeah. And, well, we went over our theory on that before, too. We think that's the baby, right? The baby of the family is the more wild, laid back, however you want. The older kid is usually the more strict, more clean cut. That, and then the younger kid is usually, and what I think that is because it's that first kid. When you had that first kid, you're reading 30 books on how to be a parent, and you're doing this and that, and all these classes on how to make your kids better and all this shit. By that second kid, you don't give a fuck. You give them Cheetos and you turn on SpongeBob and you tell them to fuck off and leave you alone while you drink some wine. So that second one's always a little fucked up, and so me being the second child, you being the third child, and my mom being the second child as well, we all kind of got that laid back, chill, kind of personality because, we were all the babies of the family.
Right. And I guess that does make sense, too, because, I mean, a lot of our grandma's brothers and sisters seem a lot more laid back than she is, and she is the oldest one of them.
See, I didn't actually know she was the oldest one, but I mean, it definitely makes sense because I know a lot of her, because, back then people had a lot more kids and stuff, and especially the lower class families did. What she had like 8 brothers and sisters or something like that? I believe so. 7 or 8. So, and yeah, I mean, there's a few of those that I know that we don't really talk about. Those are the wild ones of the family. Those are everyone's got that little bit of family you don't talk about.
God damn it. Yeah, my uncle, grandpa.
Oh, we're going there. Okay, so go ahead, say that one more time, very clear, very crisp, so everyone can hear it.
My uncle, grandpa.
Uncle, grandpa. All right, so are you going into that, or are you just leaving it there?
No, we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. Okay. So we're gonna leave that. We'll leave that there.
Okay, fuck. Okay, so my grandpa, my dad's father, he hooked up with my dad's mother. They had 2 kids, and then he hooked up with my dad's mother's sister. So thus, I now have an uncle, grandpa, and an aunt, grandma.
So
yeah, they got married.
I mean, there wasn't any incestual thing with it.
Not blood incest.
That's what I'm saying. Not blood. He just went down the line of sisters.
Yeah. Traded in for a newer model
sister. So he went from the 08 to the 2015.
I mean, hey, whatever floats your goat, right?
Hey, I ain't here to judge anybody. If you're happy doing it, you're happy doing it.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone's got that little bit of family no one really talks about. My side is usually a little bit more on my dad's side. There's a few of those that get a little wild that we don't talk about. And but we'll just leave them to do their own bidding.
Yep. I mean, what a king does in his own castle is his own business, right?
Very true. Very true.
Yes.
Astronaut.
I agree.
No, I was just thinking, we were just talking about ocean, and I don't know why it just popped into my fucking head. I didn't answer the question as to what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I wanted to be a fucking astronaut. I just thought it was the coolest shit ever to go up and see the stars and moon and shit like that.
So you've always been fascinated by space, then?
I really have. I mean, astronaut always seemed like the coolest profession to me, or just anything in, just going through school like earth science, astrology, or not astrology. Is it astrology? No, astronomy. Fucking astrology is like
reading tea leaves
yeah,
and shit like that. I mean, which may be cool if you believe in crystal balls and witches. And...
Hey, don't talk about the Wicca. I am Wicca.
Wiccan.
Wiccan?
Wicked.
Shit. I'm sorry to any witches or
Wiccan.
What's the male version of a witch?
Warlock?
Yeah, warlock. I think that is right. I'm sorry to any witches or warlocks out there. Did not mean to disrespect you. I feel you.
Don't hex us.
Please don't hex me.
If we get hexed, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. We'll have to send Sandy Hook after you.
That doesn't even make sense.
With guns and death and violence.
Oh, I was sitting here thinking about the girl.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Makes more sense. Wow, you got a fucked up sense of humor, man.
Hey, I always win at Cards Against Humanity. It's got to be said.
That is true. You do win against Cards Against Humanity. What was the one you said? I don't know. I know it was like, what did the U.S. Air Force drop to the needy children of Afghanistan? And I put dead parents.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. That was pretty great.
It seems like every time we play Cards Against Humanity, you always have some fixation with piss and golden showers.
Hey, whatever. I mean, our president's into it, so, I mean, why not?
Hey, that is slander. Whoa, you stop it right the fuck there. You have no proof of that.
Sir.
And you will not talk about my goddamn president like that. I don't like Trump. I mean, I don't like Hillary either. We've gone over this in our political podcast. But
420, Bernie.
Yeah, oh, Bernie. Oh, dude,
Bernie 420.
No, like I said, we talked about the political shit, but, I didn't look at any of his policies, but I wanted weed. And he seemed like a very honest guy, which neither of the other two candidates did.
But regardless, that's not why we're here. So why we are here is the lottery.
I don't understand.
So what would be the first fucking thing that you did if you won the lottery?
First thing I would do if I won the lottery would have to be, I would buy a plane ticket and start traveling.
Where to?
I have no fucking idea.
Albatross, India?
I don't think Albatross, India is a real place, so...
I think we established this earlier.
We did establish this earlier. See, you're talking about shit they don't know. They don't get the inside jokes.
But whenever we explain it, then they chuckle.
Well, then it's not fucking funny anymore because you have to explain the joke. When's the last time you explained a joke and it turned out to be funny?
A lot.
Never. You're a fucking liar.
I'm not a liar.
Either way. Where am I going? I'm probably, I don't know, maybe South America.
Why South America?
You looked really like that was a horrible place to go. Like, the look in your face was like, why would you do that?
Well, out of everywhere in the world, South America is not where I would choose, but I'm interested in hearing your reasoning.
So, South America, I think, because I would love to go into the Amazon, first off. Just to see nature at its wildest. And because of, like, the Mayan ruins and Aztec ruins and stuff like that. I would love to go to some of those. I think, while Egypt would be awe-inspiring, it would be something like seeing the Grand Canyon. That's how I would attest it to. Like, seeing the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx and stuff like that. Like, those monuments are fucking huge in scope, right? And they're just awe-inspiring. However, I feel like there's something, I don't know, a lot more mysterious about, like, the Aztec and the Inca and the Mayans and stuff like that. I feel like their culture is not nearly as developed as far as what we know of their culture than the Egyptians. Because the Egyptians, we seem to know a lot more about them, and, like, the Mayans and shit, like, they're just a fucking mystery. Like, no one really fucking knows anything about the Mayans. So I think it would be really cool to go see some of those Mayan temples and stuff like that. And I think it would still be, on the same scale as going to seeing the pyramids of Giza.
Okay, so I have 2 points I want to make there.
Okay.
The first being that I understand why you want to go see the Amazon, because you're fascinated with, like, plant life and stuff like that. That's why you like Avatar so much.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just so crazy and wild and all these weird different vegetations you've never seen before.
And my second point is you're also fucking terrified of spiders. And I bet they have some giant-ass fucking spiders in the rainforest in the Amazon.
That's very true. I don't like spiders, man. There's something why does anything have 8 legs? Nothing should have 8 legs.
All the better to fuck you up.
I don't know. I guess octopus should have 8 legs. I like octopus. Like, those are some cool fucking animals.
They taste really good. Or squid does.
I was about to say, I've never had octopus. I've never had fucking squid either, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Calamari is fucking glorious.
Where'd you have calamari?
Italian restaurant.
Italian restaurant? Calamari is Italian?
They fry it and like serve it with like marinara dipping sauce. It's fucking glorious. I'll take you there sometime.
I would figure that'd be like more of a sushi restaurant kind of thing.
I think the Japanese eat it as well, but I'm not positive. Anyways, we digress. So, South America.
Yeah, what about it? I already told you. I like it.
So, yeah, I mean, just for the plant life and shit like that, and because you're fascinated with the temples, or is there anything more to that?
No, I mean, the temples in the Amazon rainforest itself is the 2 big points for South America for me. I mean, like, the next place I would probably go would probably be Giza or something like that. And then, I would also really love to go see the Loch Ness.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I would have thought that you would have jumped, like, immediately to Rome.
I mean, I like history, and, I like a lot of that, but I'm more of the mysterious type, right? I mean, while I like looking into history and I like all the cool shit about history, I like the unsolved mystery more.
Well,
I like the Loch Ness Monster and everything like that.
Well, let's go fuck off in the Pacific Northwest and find Bigfoot.
Well, see, I'm a pussy when it comes to that as well, because I enjoy life. I don't want to die. I enjoy being alive.
But you realize going to the Amazon would probably end up in something not good.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely. But, like, if you're super fucking rich because you won the lottery, like, you could hire a detail of people and, like, a doctor to come with you and shit. So, I mean, you can, like, make it a lot safer. Because...
All I'm saying is, what's going to happen is it's going to start off like the beginning of fucking Far Cry 4.
I already forgot what Far Cry 4 started like.
You and your buddies are captured by some crazy-ass killing guy. He ransoms you, or tries to ransom you.
Isn't that every Far Cry?
Well, yeah, fair point. Fucking Ubisoft, revamp your goddamn series.
Hey, I like Far Cry. Minus the last one. The last one's pretty shit.
They're old. Anyways, fucking, yeah. So Amazon, it's very dangerous, many hazards, and you still want to fuck with it?
Yeah, I would go down there.
See, like, I think that I would probably choose Rome. Just because so I could go see, like, St. Peter's Basilica and all that shit. I mean, we've discussed this in, I think, one of the very first podcasts.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fucking awesome just to see all that history so collected and gathered in one place. And I would fucking love to see, like, the Louvre as well. You know, all that art and history. Just fucking stuff from hundreds of years ago that inspired today's leaders and economics and all that shit.
Yeah, see, you want to see shit from hundreds of years ago. I want to see shit from thousands of years ago. I think that's why, like, the pyramids and the temples and stuff like that interest me a little bit more than just the normal history shit.
I guess for the normal history shit for me, I guess because it more directly pertains to us. That's why.
No, it does, and I think that's the reason I like the other shit better, because it's so far disconnected from us. I can't imagine what it's like. I could imagine what it's like living in Rome in, the 1500s or something. The streets probably have a lot of shit and stuff on them because there's bad sanitary issues. The plague's going around. People are malnourished. But, it's kind of a cool spot because they got a lot of art and shit. I can imagine that. I can't imagine what it must have been like to be a fucking Mayan warrior or some ancient Egyptian pharaoh or some shit. So that's the shit that's out of my realm of comprehension. I think that's why I gravitate to it more.
Well, then we should go fuck with ancient Mesopotamia. Go find some nice Sumerian tablets that show rocket ships.
Well, we don't have money. We haven't won the lottery. Did you forget we didn't win the lottery? You're talking as if we already got the money.
Well, I want the money.
Well, then buy a fucking ticket. I don't have a ticket. Do you have a ticket?
I do. Not.
Where's your ticket?
I don't have one.
Okay. So buy a ticket, and then we'll go.
How about
over
we both buy a ticket? That'll double our chances of winning.
No, I'm not going to waste my ticket on it, or I'm not going to waste my money on a lottery ticket.
All right.
We have to get rich through this podcast, and then we'll go
every viewer out there who buys us a ticket and mails it to us, we will give you a shout out. All three of you.
I think there's probably some legal shit to where if that ticket would have won, they could have been like, hey, I bought that with my card, that's my ticket.
I think it's whoever signs it back with it.
I don't know. I wouldn't chance that.
Okay, never mind. Scratch it. Bad idea.
Don't send me your tickets.
And
you can send me nudes, though.
Don't do that.
Send me nudes.
There's a bigger lawsuit there.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Not if they're of age. Send me nudes if you're of age.
There you go.
If you're 18 or older. If you're not 18 or older, why the fuck are you listening to my podcast anyway?
This is 18 plus podcast, sir.
Yeah,
move along.
Exactly. Move along, sir. This is 18 plus podcast. This is a mature podcast. Get the fuck out of here.
Why did we jump to sir? Is that something about our subconscious?
No, it's just this is what the guy says.
Well, right, but we're talking about
He doesn't
nudes.
say move along, ma'am. He doesn't say that.
We were talking about sending nudes, though. You would think we would have made that connection there and replaced the sir with ma'am.
I want to see dick.
This closet got very uncomfortable.
I don't want to see your dick. You're my cousin, but yeah, I'll see a few penises. Stop touching me. I'll see a few penises. What? How many times you watch porn? You've seen so many dicks in your life. You can't unsee those.
I don't watch porn. God hates porn. It's lustful and bad, and God hates it.
I saw you watching porn last night.
I didn't watch porn last night.
That midget porn. I seen it.
Fuck.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, no. If you got some nudes, send some nudes. I'll check out a picture of your balls. I'll check out a picture of your tits or your cooch too. So just send them. What's the Gmail? randomwordspodcast@gmail.com. Send me your tits.
Put a address in the subject bar that says for Jason only, please. I don't want to accidentally click on that shit.
So you don't want to see titties?
I mean, I don't want to risk seeing dick.
You gay boy? You don't want to see titties? I will risk seeing a dick for seeing some titties.
How good are the titties?
It's a dick. What does it matter? You've seen a million of them.
Yeah, but, what if it's all floppy and wrinkly and shit?
What's wrong with that? I've seen a floppy, wrinkly dick. I look down every morning.
You're 23.
It's wrinkly. I don't know why, man. It's fucked up.
Have you seen a doctor?
No.
You might want to. Shit.
There's nothing wrong with it. Don't worry about it.
All right, so back on fucking topic here. Religion.
Why are you trying to keep me on topic? I want to go off on topic.
I'm trying to keep this flowing.
It can flow into natural shit. Stop trying to get me on other shit.
Religion.
I want to talk about floppy, wrinkly dicks, and you are cramping my floppy, wrinkly dick style.
I don't want to cramp your floppy, wrinkly dick and nothing, yo.
I wouldn't cramp it in like a C-clamp. That'd be pretty nice. You into some cockball torture? I am. I didn't know what that was until my brother-in-law sister
I remember I was sitting there with
CBT, I guess it is. Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, you like some CBT? I was like, what the fuck's CBT? And she looked at me like I'm dumb, like I was supposed to know what that was. And she's like, cockball torture? I was like, is that just fucking general knowledge that everyone else knows of? Apparently it's like where dudes getting kicked in the balls and cigarette put out on their nutsack or something.
So would you do that?
No.
Okay.
I prefer my balls not kicked. Nice. Shaken, not stirred, please.
Shaken, not stirred. Jesus Christ. I apologize.
You can pop one of them in your mouth if you want. You can shake that around. Not you. Them.
Oh, okay. I mean, are you sure?
Close your mouth. Hold on. There's a fucking helicopter. Can you guys hear? Can you hear the helicopter? Charlie's all around us. They know we're doing this.
This is Black Cock Down coming to you from our little
Black
closet.
Cock Down.
coming to you from our little closet. It's been real. It's been fun.
I don't have a black cock. My cock's really small.
Okay, that's enough about your cock, man. Our customers have gotten very intimate with us today.
They haven't paid us a fucking thing. They're not customers. They're listeners.
Well, I'm so fucking used to saying customers because of my job. Anyways, our listeners have...
you see how flustered he's getting? He doesn't like these topics.
I don't. I'm a very innocent and
You just talked about having pussy blood on your hands.
If only that was the only blood I had on my hands.
If I die, you guys know who did it. Tell somebody.
Well, he's trying to do fucking CBT to me over here. Hey, stop it. I got really close to my dickhead.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. All right, so what's your next topic? What do you want to talk about?
All right, so why aren't you religious?
Why am I not religious? Because if I was religious, I'd already be going to hell, so I just choose not to believe it, so that's not a thing.
Don't be so crass. What's the real reason?
Real reason. Why am I not religious?
Let's speak some real words to our listeners.
I would say I'm not religious because I feel that religion was made up for humans to deal with their own mortality.
So a coping mechanism.
It's a coping mechanism of sorts. It's a nice story to tell your kids before you put them to sleep, to tell them that everything's going to be all right. It's a nice story you tell yourself. I mean, it's just a way to stay positive. You know, if you're sitting there like, okay, well, when I die, nothing happens, that's it. You know, and there's nothing else on the other side. Well, that's fucking scary. No one wants to, you can't imagine yourself without consciousness. You can't imagine yourself not being you because that's the only thing you've ever known. And so if you sit there and, think all that shit all the time, you're going to scare yourself or some shit. So I think it's just some way for humans to cope with their own mortality. I mean, that would be my main reason for not being religious.
Right. I mean, like you were saying, if you didn't help yourself with that, if you didn't tell yourself those air quote lies to help you get through the day, I mean, like you said, you wouldn't be you. And the fucking chances of you actually being you are so astronomically small already. Well,
and I mean, I guess another reason I would say I don't really believe in it, because to me it also seems like a tool to keep the population in check. Because I think religion, one of the main reasons is because it's a coping mechanism. Another reason is because fear is the most powerful ruler. And when you are, I mean, how many times have you heard, I'm a God-fearing man? A God, God-fearing. Well, I think if you have religion to tell you these rules and not to lie, not to cheat, not to steal, not to kill, all this stuff, or you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn for all eternity and your flesh is just going to burn in hell forever, that's a scary fucking thought for anybody. I mean, being on fire is a horrible fucking way to die, I would assume. And so I think that fear then tries to keep people in check. So it was a way to control the populace without them getting overruled or whatever. Because at that point, the churches had more sway than the fucking government did. And I think it was a way to keep people in line with the ideals they wanted.
So, I mean, do you think that it is a government mechanism that was...
I don't think it was a government mechanism whatsoever, because they were bigger than the governments.
Right, but starting out, do you think that's how it was?
I mean, starting out...
Do you think it was just something that some king came up with and was like, well, fuck yeah, if I can get more power by scaring these people, I think that some guy sitting up in the clouds is going to strike them down if they don't do what I say, then I have all the more power.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I don't think that's probably what I think it got perverted into that. I don't think it started at that. I think it originally started as a way, as we've said, to cope with your own mortality and to try to tell your kids there's a better life out there. But I think it's been perverted into a way to hold power over people, because religion is one of the most powerful things out there. But that's not to say that it doesn't have good aspects, because if you look at the ideals of religion on almost every fucking religion, it's good things.
Yeah.
Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't be a dick, be a good fucking person, don't kill people. Like, these are all good fucking things. And if you're using religion to be a better person and to follow those and live to a higher moral standard, yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's a good thing to do. But if you're in religion because you think you're going to go to hell if you don't, then I think you're a hypocrite for one, and then, think you're stupid for the other.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basis of all fucking religion, like you said, is don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Every single fucking major religion teaches that. Fucking Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, or Islamic, excuse me. Every fucking major religion teaches that. And I mean, we have perverted into such a thing as something horrible. Like, if they don't follow your beliefs, you have to go fucking kill them. You have to kill the infidels. You have to kill the non-believers. All this shit.
Right.
That's a human mechanism there.
Yeah.
And I think that we've completely twisted all that meaning, all the good teachings of that, into horrible shit that just is created to make people die.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using religion for what I would consider to be the right reasons to heighten your life and live to a better moral code, then I think you're doing it right, and I think it's a great thing, and I'm happy that you have that. If you're using it because you don't want to go to hell, you're stupid.
I mean, I think that more people have been murdered over religion than anything else.
Oh, well, yeah,
hands
100%,
down.
yeah. More people, if we're talking, I mean, you can't, not necessarily just deaths in general, because I think Joe Rogan said it was malaria has killed 50% of the people that have ever lived ever.
Yeah.
The disease malaria killed 50% of all humans that have ever lived ever. That's a lot. But I mean, as far as humans killing humans and murder and stuff like that, yeah, 100%. Religion is the biggest reason why people die.
Just random off topic fact here. I was listening to a podcast or reading an article or something the other day, and I either heard or read that the leading cause of death in America is now suicide.
Is it really?
I think it was a JRE podcast.
Maybe it was. I mean, if it was, I trust him and his sources or something like that. But I would say at least, don't take that fact 100%. Go look it up, see if it's the thing. But
I mean, bro science.
It's bro science right now. It might be a thing. I mean, I'm sure it's very high, but I don't think it'd be the leading cause. Because honestly, the leading cause in America is probably heart disease.
More than
I would assume so.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Is just because it shocked me. Whenever I heard or read that.
Well, see, and they might have some weird stipulation in there. It's the highest rate among 15-year-olds to 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it could be some bullshit statistic they're throwing out just to get that click. Exactly, a clickbait.
Yeah.
So it could have some weird stipulation to go with it. But either way, I mean, that's definitely, a fucked up thing as well. So, I mean, kind of back on religion topic. So I was listening to, what was the pod? It was the TED Talk podcast. I think it's called TED Radio Hour. And just started listening to it, and because I love watching TED Talks on YouTube, I just started listening to that, and it was fucking amazing. And on that one, it was called Believers and Doubters, and it was talking about this, some people that believe, some people that doubt. And one of them was also talking about, he started studying I think it was actually a woman. She was studying the Islamic traditions and how Islam started and stuff like that, and she was studying Muhammad. And she was saying that the actual original versions of the Quran show Muhammad much more human than what they made him out to be. When he first originally, he was up on some mountain peak and he had God speak to him. When he came down, he was fucking terrified. So he wasn't like Moses coming down with 10 Commandments. God showed me this and he said to live by this and, just preaching, I'm holier than thou kind of shit. He came down saying, holy fucking shit, I just seen some crazy shit. And he thought he was actually going crazy. He thought he was crazy because he just saw some shit he couldn't explain. And he was telling these people, I don't know, there's no way it could have been real. I was hallucinating. I didn't see that. And then he said, and apparently, and now once again, don't call me, this is her work, not mine. She was saying that apparently he said his first thought, and this is in the original kind of text stuff, not in the new Quran, but I guess the Old Testament of the Quran. It said that his first thought was that he should take his own life because he thought he was that crazy.
Damn.
Or something like that. And so this guy didn't believe what he saw. He did not believe what he heard. He didn't believe that God was talking to him. He thought he was going crazy or that he was possessed by some demon or some shit like that. And he thought that it would be the best thing if he killed himself so that demon couldn't get out or whatever. So Muhammad's first thought was, there's no fucking way this is real. I should kill myself so I don't hurt anybody else. I don't believe God talked to me. And then he came over. And he was like, okay, well, fuck, maybe God did talk to me and shit like that. So he was actually a lot, you never hear that in the Bible. You never hear Moses coming down saying he thought it was crazy. Moses come down like, yo, bitch, I talked to God, listen to me. And so I found that very interesting. Just because I've never heard that before. And, that seems pretty fucking real to me. That seems like some shit I would do. If you're up on a fucking mountaintop and there's some weird celestial angel thing fucking talking to you, you're going to freak the fuck out. You're not going to know how to interpret that. And when you come down, in all the other stories and you come down holier than thou, I don't think that's a human thing. He came down scared out of his fucking mind. And I think that would be a lot more rational of how a human would act. So to me, that I was like, whoa, maybe there's something over there. Maybe he's seen something, at least, fucking ET or some shit. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, I don't know shit about the Quran. I don't
either. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know the validity of that. But what I do know is that it all depends on how confident you are and how charismatic you are. Because if you believe in whatever the fuck you're trying to sell, you're going to sell it.
Well, yeah, I mean, David Koresh and everybody else.
And Hitler. Fucking Hitler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, on the point of being charismatic, like, what if they just had these fantastical stories because they were just getting high as fuck? So I mean, like with Moses in the burning bush, that was him speaking to a burning bush when he got these 10 commandments that he brought down. Yeah,
and I mean, I believe it was Joe Rogan who was talking about how it could have been the acacia bush, which is like really fucking high in DMT.
Yeah, so I mean, the acacia bush with its properties, so DMT, I mean, and DMT it's a chemical compound that's obviously, it's one of the most hallucinogenic compounds that we know of, if not the most. I think it might be considered the most hallucinogenic properties. DMT is actually made in your brain naturally. It's this chemical compound that's made inside your brain, and, but we right now it's obviously scheduled as an illegal drug. And so, I mean, what if they were just, all just high as fuck? I mean, Muhammad coming off the mountain talking about these crazy things he just saw. I mean, what if he was high as fuck off some...
He found some mushrooms, ate some mushrooms?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. I mean, he could have just been crazy. And so if you have this just out-of-this-world fantastical story, I mean, people are going to be like, well, there's no fucking way he could have made that up. That shit's too real, right? So, I mean, maybe it's something like that.
And something else, man, is that, like, any video of you watch that they're talking about their DMT trips, it's all the fucking same. They all describe nearly the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, so we watched a video a while back now. It's probably, two months ago or something like that. And it was about all these different people just all talking about their individual DMT experiences. And the similarities between all of those people recounting their experience, I mean, they all just sounded so fucking similar. It was eerie. But, I mean, I guess it could be something similar to... Bigfoot, to where somebody knows, right now I could tell you what Bigfoot looked like. If I said I had a Bigfoot encounter, I was like, yeah, he's big, hairy, muscular monkey guy. Boom, Bigfoot. So, I mean, maybe, they stole some shit from other people or something like that. But either way, I mean, I think probably most of those are real. And if that's the case, I mean, all that shit is so similar that, like, there has to be something in that. Like, that's some, intangible thing that you just can't grasp onto, but it's real.
Maybe it's fucking taking us to a different dimension.
It might fucking possibly. That might be, that kind of shit might allow us to go in and actually see the fourth or fifth dimension, and we just don't understand it yet. But I mean, I just wish drugs weren't fucking illegal, man. Because, and I guess I can see the rational thinking behind some drugs. Like, I feel like meth fucks up everybody. Like,
I don't have no good experiences on meth.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Like, I don't want to go fucking eat a toddler. I mean, so I don't think the meth is probably the best thing for me.
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe some of the hardcore shit, I mean, maybe we look into that, but shit that's produced naturally in plants, like, DMT or weed or whatever, like, that shit's natural. I mean, I don't think you should be able to outlaw that. That shit's so fucking... It's helpful. And I mean, like, for me, it brought so many good fucking memories. So, I mean, like, just have all these different stories of, getting high with my friends when I was a kid or something like that. So like, one time, we were, I forget, I don't know, I was probably, like, junior year or something in high school. And so me and my friends, we were down, it was probably, 10 o'clock. It was right before a store closed. And so the store that was closest to our house where we used to live was called Bubba's Corner.
Yeah, to put this in perspective, that fucking store, you could either get your lawnmower fixed or get a burger or a beer. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all around one-stop redneck shop. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and there was actually 100%, there was a guy named Bubba. And unfortunately, rip, he died.
The fucking dude had cattle guards following him from a trailer, and he got crushed.
Yeah, so the fences that hold the cattle into a pasture fell on him, and he died because of it. If that's not if that's not the most redneck fucking thing I've ever thought of, man. Like, you do not get more redneck than that.
Welcome to Texas, boys.
Yeah. But either way, so we were parked in this parking lot, and it was, like I said, it was probably about 10 o'clock. It was right before the store closed. I think they closed at like 10:30. And we got some kind of rolling paper. It was either a cigarello just by itself, and then we split it open, took the tobacco out, or it was one of the actual cigarello rolling papers. I forget which. But so we went up there, and we had two trucks. We had myself and one of my friends. I want to say it was probably Cody. So myself and Cody, we went up there, and then our other guy, or the other two people that were there, were Vince and Steven. And Vince, he was like our drug dealer. Essentially, he was our friend, but he was our drug dealer. He was like a really nice drug dealer, like...
He wasn't one of the scary bust a cap in your ass if you owe him $15.
Yeah, no, he was a nice drug dealer, but that's where we got all of our weed from. And so we were like, okay, well, we only got one blunt. We have enough weed for one blunt, and it's like, okay, well, we got two trucks. Like, we want to smoke this on the way back. Like, well, how are we going to fucking do this? And so Vince is like, I got a great fucking idea. And I mean, it's going to fucking be a bad idea when he starts out with, I got a great idea. We were all semi-high at this point, probably coming down, looking to light back up. And he's like, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to drive back side by side and throw the blunt in between the trucks with the windows down. And now, mind you, this is not on some busy road or something like that, some highway where there's a lot of traffic. We're back on backcountry roads, dirt roads, where there's no traffic at 10 at night. So, I mean, we're driving, 15 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. So, I mean, it's not like we were putting anybody in danger other than ourselves. So, I mean, we weren't being super irresponsible with it. I mean, I guess it's irresponsible either way, but still, not horrible at least. So, and us at the time, we're like, that's a fucking great idea. Let's do that. So, let's just start driving down this road and throwing this blunt back and forth.
One blunt, 2 trucks.
Yeah. Don't look that up on YouTube.
Look it up and let us know what you find.
I'm pretty sure it's a
Don't
bad
send
thing.
us links.
Don't send us links. But so we start driving down these backcountry roads and stuff like that, and so they lit up the blunt over in their truck and they're smoking on it for a bit, and he's like, "All right, you guys ready?" We're like, "Yeah." And so we lean out the window, and then we're probably about probably 3 foot away from their truck, and he just tosses it into our window, and it fucking falls on the floorboard, and we pick it up and we grab it, and so we start smoking on it, and so I forgot to add that instead of me having my friend Cody in the truck, I had this guy named Steven in my truck, and then Cody was in Vince's truck. Well, Steven was like this weird crackhead dude, meth dude. He was kind of a side friend of a side friend of a side friend. And so I don't really know.
Damn, that's 3 tiers down.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there, but he was there, and so whatever. And so we pick it up, we pick it up and we start smoking on it, and then we go to pass it back. We do that for a while. And so then we're all getting high now, driving down these country roads at 11 o'clock at night. It's there's no one around, driving real slow. This guy Steven, this crackhead Steven guy in my truck, he's like, "I got a great idea, man." He's like, "So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start climbing out your fucking window, and then I'm gonna climb out your window of your truck. I'm gonna get on the back and I'm gonna get on your hood, and I'm gonna jump into the back of their truck and scare them." So at this point, obviously, we're back in normal driving standards, one in front of the other, because we've already finished the blunt. He's like, "So I'm gonna jump in the back of their fucking truck and scare the shit out of them." And so I'm sitting there like, this is going to go bad already. I'm already sitting there thinking, I was like, no, man, I'm high as fuck. I can see all this playing out. We're not, it's going to be bad.
This was Jason using his fucking mental telepathy shit to see the future.
Yeah, this is my see the future high stuff. And so I'm like, all right. So I was like, dude, you can't do this, man. Because, first off, you're gonna miss the jump. You're not going to jump far enough. You're going to fall on the fucking road, hit that, and then just, I'm going to run you over and kill you or some shit. And he's like, no, man, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And so this dude, legit just starts climbing out of my fucking window of my truck. Just climbing out. So I'm sitting there trying to fucking drive with one hand and pulling him back with the other hand. I'm grabbing on his shirt trying to pull him back in the fucking truck. He wasn't having it. This dude's trying to get out of my truck and get on my hood. And so I finally get him pulled back in. I was like, dude, you can't do that. I do not want to hit you. And he's like, all right, man. He's like, you know what? You're right. That was pretty stupid. It probably could have gone bad. But I got a better idea now. But there's a better idea. He's like, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call them on the cell phone and let them know that I'm going to do this. So they're prepared for it. And it could, in one of the other circumstances I gave him was, it's like, well, if you jump into the back of their truck and scare them, what the fuck if he just veers off the side of the road and fucking crashes and then you all die? He's like, so, they're not gonna crash and they're gonna know about it and it's just gonna be fucking awesome. And I was like, no, dude. And I was like, honestly, man, I know Vince. I've hung out with Vince for a long time. As soon as you get ready to jump, he's gonna speed up and you're gonna fall on your face and I'm still gonna run your ass over. And so I was like, you can't do this. Finally talked him down. And so we just finally get back to Vince's house. We get over there, and Vince's like, what happened, man? I thought you were going to, because he actually called him up as well before, I told him he couldn't do it. And he's like, what happened? I thought you were going to jump in the back of my truck. And I was like, I wouldn't have let him. I was like, because I knew you were going to speed up and let his ass fall. And he's like, 100%, man, that's exactly what the fuck I was going to do. He's like, I'm sitting there telling Cody the whole time. I was like, as soon as this dumb shit tries to jump, I'm speeding up so he cracks his face. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And so then, once again, another time where I just completely knew the future.
So, in that day, Jason both got high as fuck, and he also saved a crackhead's life.
Yeah, so there's one more crackhead on the street because of me. I'm sorry.
You did well, sir.
Well, I mean, I saved a life.
You're doing God's work.
But I mean, is that a life you're supposed to save? Isn't Darwinism supposed to sort those out?
No.
Survival of the fittest?
We've surpassed Darwinism.
Okay, I guess so.
So, I was thinking, man, and I think it would be fucking phenomenal if we got our 70-year-old grandma high as fuck.
We got grandma high as fuck?
Yes. I mean, so to put this in perspective, our grandma's probably the most conservative, super fucking southern lady. She's a lady.
Yeah, she's a lady. She's a lady in the sense of a word of a lady. And, she always tells us, there's ladies' work and there's men's work. Ladies' work is to clean the house and cook the food. Men's work is to work on the stuff outside.
Exactly.
So, I mean, she's very southern, very traditional, very ladylike.
And I can't imagine this lady just getting fucking high off her ass.
I think it would be phenomenal, man. I don't even know what that would be, but I would pay good money to see Grandma high. I would love to sit there and smoke a joint with Grandma.
That would be awesome. I mean, can you imagine her, like, trying to yell at Papa while she was high as shit?
She's trying to yell at our grandfather, Weldon, stop that! And she starts laughing and shit, falling over in the chair, and then she starts getting the munchies. She starts just killing some cookies or some shit. It would be fantastic.
So, guys, we need each one of you to help us. We need you all to get your grandmas high so our grandma can see the benefits of getting high.
I actually seen a video of 3 grandmas getting high. I showed you that video.
Yeah.
They got high for the first time. They all fucking enjoyed it. And then they all ate some Doritos and they were happy as fuck.
So if you do get your grandma high and it's fucking phenomenal, take a video of it, send it to us, and we'll show our grandma and get her high.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get grandma high. I mean, on that note, hell, I would love to like smoke something with my mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because like our moms back in the 80s, you know, they did all kinds of drugs, fucking smoking weed, acid, all kinds of shit.
I mean, it's just what everyone did back then.
Yeah, I mean, my mom actually, she told me one time, I was talking to her about it, because I think, so what happened, we were talking to my friend's mom, Cody's mom. We were talking to her, and she was saying that she did acid, and we were, like, laughing at her, like, calling her a hippie and stuff, like, oh, you're a hippie, you did acid. And so we told my mom about it, and I was like, yeah, she's a hippie, she's a total hippie, she did acid. And mom was like, just because you do acid doesn't mean you're a hippie. And I was like, yeah, it does, man, if you do acid, you're a hippie, those two just go together. And my mom just looked me dead in the eye, she's like, I've done acid, I'm not a hippie. And I was just like, what?
You did what, Mom?
Yeah, what the fuck? And she's like, that's what kids did in the 80s. She's like, we had drugs. You guys have video games. I mean, that's just different worlds. And I was like, holy shit. So, I mean, yeah, I found out that my mom smokes weed and stuff like that. And so I think it would be fucking phenomenally fun for like our moms and us and, once it becomes legal in Texas and grandma. Yeah, just fucking smoke and just have a great time.
It can be a family event. I mean, you can bring your sister. I mean, she can bring her kid whenever she's of age. We can all get high shit.
Yeah, I was about to say when of age.
Yeah.
Definitely, because my niece is 8 right now.
Yeah, that's why I added that caveat.
When she's of age. So, yeah, definitely. It's not something that we're going to let her do anytime soon.
No, not by any means. That speaks to the overall validity of weed and how it can transcend the generational gaps and stuff.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not something that, just young kids do or something like that. I mean, anyone can benefit from weed. I
mean, look at fucking Willie Nelson. The guy is a successful as shit. He's a multimillionaire, and he's completely high all the fucking time.
I'm pretty sure he has his own weed strains and stuff like that, like in Colorado and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm
pretty sure that's something.
I'm sure if you walk up to his bus, it just looks like fucking it's on fire or something.
Yeah.
There's just smoke continuously rolling out of the windows.
So, I mean, with weed, man... we've talked about it. I think we're beating a dead horse on the podcast now. We've talked about it a few different times. But, I mean, it's just, there's so many benefits to it. And, I mean, it does nothing but make the fucking world happy. Like, with all this shit we have going on, like, you're never going to find a mad hippie. Or a potter.
A potter?
A potter.
You're never going to find Harry Potter.
No, like a potter. Like, that makes, like, pottery and shit.
Oh, okay. There's two different
Those guys are not mad. Those guys are always, they just fucking love pottery. No, but you're never going to find a pothead or a stoner. That's where pothead and stoner together, potter, that's where it comes from. So, but you're never going to find a mad stoner, man. Like, all the fucking stoners are just always happy and, it's a great fucking thing. Like, if you start giving weed just to everyone around the world, like, you could stop wars.
Yeah, like, let's fucking, instead of jet streams and fucking chemtrails and shit, let's just drop THC all over the fucking globe.
Yeah, just start fucking just throwing THC out of planes and shit and just getting the whole world population high. Because you're never mad when you're high. I've never been angry when I was high off my fucking balls. Like, dude, it's just, you're fucking happy. It's the happiest thing ever. It's euphoria at its greatest. I would assume the only thing that's probably better as far as making you happy would be something like ecstasy. I've never tried it, but I hear that shit's pretty crazy.
These clothes feel so good, man.
Yeah, you just you feel awesome. So, I mean, I think weed has to become legal. And I think that, honestly, that could be like the first step in like world peace or some shit. Because I don't know. It's the best thing there is.
So, I mean, yeah, either way, we're definitely going to get our grandma high. I mean, whether she consents to it or not, she's getting high.
I would not say that where other people can hear it to where you leave a paper trail. So,
it won't be in paper.
Allegedly.
It'll be in brownies, not paper.
Weed brownies. I bet we could get her on some weed brownies. Just don't tell her it's weed brownies. I still think that's illegal.
Jason, I feel kind of funny.
Okay, hold on. So what if it is legal? Is that illegal to put something in somebody, like if they don't know you're doing it, without their consent? I would assume so.
I mean, I think they call that rape. Putting something in somebody without them knowing it.
Yeah, I think Bill Cosby learned that one the hard way.
Bill Cosby, baby.
Yeah. You're putting Jell-O in the burger.
Any fucking ways.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we've been going on for enough time. I know we missed last week, and we're sorry. We'll try not to do it again. We'll try to be a little bit more prepared, but
Hope you enjoyed this new freeform that we're
a little bit freeform. So we'll try to do this a little bit more. This is a little bit more personal and stuff like that. So we're still definitely going to do some of the structured stuff as we've always done.
Because there's so much cool shit to talk about.
Yeah, there's so many things that we just enjoy talking about. And I mean, it's a learning experience. I enjoy learning new cool things, and I'm sure you do as well.
Yep.
And hopefully you guys do as well.
And if not, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, because learning's cool, all right? Stay in school, kids. But either way, we've been going on for enough now, so this has been the Random Words Podcast, and hopefully we made your Monday just a little bit better. I'm Jason, he's Matt, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.
See you bitches later.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this week's episode. But in the meantime, if you're wanting to keep up with the show, there's a few different places you can reach out to us at. We're on Twitter at randomwordscast, facebook.com/The Random Words Podcast, and you can find our archives on YouTube. Also, if you want to send us an email, hit us up at therandomwordspodcast@gmail.com. And don't worry, we'll be back next week to fill your ears once again. Stay beautiful, you fucks.
The Random Words Podcast will shut down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.